What's up, Internet Land? It's me, Derek, Leica 101, coming at you with a May the 4th video. So, May the 4th be with you, everybody. Rocking my Jedi Training Academy t-shirt, and got my Captain Rex helmet over my shoulder, looking out for me. So, what's in today's video, you're wondering? Well, judging by the title, you already know. This is the final Pathfinder product review for the Skull Shackles Adventure Path. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, finally it's here. Book 6, From Hell's Heart, by Mr. Jason Nelson. So, before I get all spoilerific, for those of you that just want to know the star rating, is it worth your money? Well, I mean, if you've already played books 1 through 5, then you should probably finish it off with book 6, so you should go ahead and buy it. But, final star rating from me, 4 stars is what I'm going to give it. Can't give it a 5, just can't do it. 4 is the highest I can go. It's just not that 100% out of the park shebang that I was hoping for. No, it's no blowing up the Death Star or anything. Yep, that's right, working in some Star Wars jokes. But anyway, on to the rest of the review. So if you don't want to know any spoilers, just go ahead and shut off the video now. For those of you who want to know more about it, let's dive right in. When we last left our intrepid pirates, they had just attacked and destroyed Harrigan's fortress, had learned that a Chelish armada was on the way to the Shackles to invade, and that all was not as it seems. So, we open with Book 6, being that the players are going to alert the Hurricane King and the rest of the Pirate Council that there is an armada on the way. And the Hurricane King says, no way, no one's getting in through, you guys are stupid, how dare you even suggest such a thing, and goes so far as to outlaw the players from doing anything about it. Basically anyone from doing anything about it. Stupid, right? I mean, the Hurricane King is being stupid. So the players are obviously going to say, screw that, and they get a bunch of allies together and do their very best to stop this armada. And we finally get to see an awesome naval armada battle against some very interesting characters. I'll show you one of my favorite pictures here, because she is a Hell Knight who guards one of the Chelish armada leaders. Here's the picture now. There you go. Look at that. Pretty awesome, right? So honestly, this naval fleet battle is pretty awesome. It's going to be difficult to run if you're, depending on how you're playing it, if you're using the armada rules presented, if you're running the Pirates constructible card or strategy game, or anything. It's going to be difficult to run, but I think if you pull it off and you have enough narration and awesome theme music or whatever else you can do to make it fun, it'll really spice it up, and the armada battle will come off really well. So that's part 1. That's a good chunk of the book, is just this armada battle. But the reason that I dock a full star for it is parts 2 and parts 3. Once the Chelish armada is destroyed, the rest of the pirates that are involved say, how wrong was the Hurricane King? I can't believe this. We need to do something about this. We should get a new Hurricane King. And one of the players can say, I think I should be the Hurricane King. And everyone, will generally agree because of all the players' exploits, sorry about that. Adjusting, getting more comfortable. Besides the players' exploits in the first 5 books. And the fleet turns its attention to Port Peril. Now this is where things get interesting. An entire fleet is going to turn around and attack Port Peril. Now at this point I would have thought, even if the Hurricane King has no warning, there's still a large fleet sailing in. He can do something about it. He, according to the book, the way it's written, he is one of the only ships, if not the only ship, in the Shackles with cannons aboard his vessel. Instantly puts him above everybody else. He is the Hurricane King. He's the most powerful pirate of them all. But instead of mounting a large defense like I would have hoped, the Hurricane King does nothing except sit and wait in his fortress. That's it. Part 2, the players storm through Fort Hazard and go through Lucrehold, as it's called. I'm sorry, not Fort Hazard. Lucrehold, and there's some very interesting encounters. namely this awesome picture of a cannon golem. So it has a lot of interesting encounters, but it goes into a dungeon crawl. You know, not that there's anything wrong with the dungeon crawl, it just was hoping for a giant climactic sea battle to wrap it up. Another chance to use these Armada rules, and those ships that were loyal to the Hurricane King would come out and attack this opposing Armada, and you could have this awesome epic sea battle, and then push back and then have this final duke it out with the Hurricane King. So the last part is part 3, the sea caves below Lucrehold. You have this humongous map. I don't even know if I can get the whole thing. Boom. That the players are going to go through. This is where the Hurricane King has all sorts of crazy minions and allies to basically save his sorry butt. These include were sharks, her name's Omara Culverin. She is from Alkenstar and is attempting to sell more cannons to the Hurricane King. So she's on board the ship. You fight all of the Hurricane King's entire ship. But it's just docked. And here comes the most disappointing part of the entire fight. The players have battled through this giant undersea cave. They've made their way to the Hurricane King. Time for a climactic epic battle, right? The entire crew, or the players, are finally going to battle the Hurricane King, have an epic duel with him and his crew, or at least his officers. No, I'm afraid not. The Hurricane King thinks that the players are so beneath him that instead of defending his ship, instead of defending his right to be king, he goes below deck and basically writes the players off, trusting his officers to do the work for him. I'm not kidding, that's exactly how it goes. Once the players defeat all of his officers and it's down to a 1-on-4, he then comes up from below decks and basically is like, "What? You defeated my officers? How dare you upstarts? Blah, blah, blah." And then we'll battle the players. Now, I know the Hurricane King has been up to this point. His personality type has been, "Oh, I hate all you guys are so beneath me. You're not worth my time." But you're telling me a captain is going to let people invade his ship and do nothing about it? There's all sorts of pirate code and tradition that's like, permission to come aboard a ship and defend your ship. I mean, I can see maybe hanging back. But going so far as to go below decks and just sit himself out until all of his crew, his officers, are dead. That doesn't sit right with me. So for this kind of thing, I know you can change it around and do your own thing with it, but for me it just wasn't right. And the fact that we have to climb through a massive dungeon crawl, while maybe that is good for some people, for me it just didn't seem right. And I knock off a full star for that. Now the reason I don't knock off any more for this is the wrap up and the part that comes after. The wrap up is obviously, you've defeated the Hurricane King. The Hurricane Crown is there. One of the players can crown themselves Hurricane King or Queen. And that's pretty cool. The entire, Shackles is going to agree if they have the right allies, and, boom, there you go. You've done it. You've become Hurricane King. The Shackles is yours. You've stopped the Chelish invasion. Congratulations, the campaign is done. Seems like a fitting end to me. But here's what makes me happy. The last section of the book, continuing the campaign. Now, the players obviously are going to have loose ends from any kind of homebrew stuff that gets added to the campaign. Great. This is how you can do it. This is how you can add all of it together and include it and have a nice wrap up. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, let me check. Yep, 7 ways to continue the campaign. These, I think it's 3 or 4 of them are given in some detail to get your creative juices flowing as a way to wrap up any loose ends or to keep going and continue with the Skull and Shackles game. Because at the end of it, the player should be around, I think it's 15th level. I will check. What does the front say? 14th level. So you're probably going to end at 14th or 15th, depending on how much experience you give to them, your players. So you got 5 levels left to go. What is there left to do? You can hunt for the first treasure of the original Hurricane King, Lang ships, which is pretty interesting, the Isle of the Blood Queen, dealing with Kuru and the cannibals, returning Chelish fleet. If you didn't destroy all the Chelish fleet, maybe they come back. Sargavin renegation. After paying tribute to the pirates of the Shackles, Sargavin government hears word that there's a new Hurricane King and decides to rule themselves. Usurpers. Now that there's brand new Hurricane King, maybe not everybody agrees and they want to take over. And my favorite, a Titan emerges. That's right, that mysterious volcano on the Isle of the Smoker is actually harboring a Titan. Now that seems pretty fun to me. Here's a wonderful picture of that Titan, the Smoker, ripping ships apart. You can choose to do one or all of these, or none of them, and just end your campaign. But to me, that really helped hold this campaign, or this last section of the book together. The bestiary is filled with all sorts of high-level sea creatures and sea monsters, and of course, the final bit of the Pathfinder journal is, of course, excellent. So with that in mind, there we have it, the very end of the Skull and Shackles campaign, or adventure path. To me, it's going to be great. My group is already halfway through book 2. They are enjoying it so much. They're being a little timid, they're playing very smart, and I will discuss this more in the next video. So, thanks everybody. 4 out of 5 stars for the Skull and Shackles from Hell's Heart, book 6. Thanks for watching, guys, and I do apologize it took so long to get this one out. May the 4th be with you, and I will see you once again on the Page of Many Things very soon. Take care.